Hello everyone, it's it's John from Brisbane. Why is it every time that I get on, it's personal grooming time? But as I've always said, this is a Mickey Mouse production, and I'm proud of my Mickey Mouse productions because, hey, listen, I don't take myself seriously, and if you take me seriously, then, well, maybe you're just as mad as I am. Anyway, how's everybody entertaining themselves if you've been, well, placed into isolation? Well, I'm a pensioner, I'm an old man, I'm always in isolation. So for me, one day's always the same as another. But I find it absolutely fascinating that people are finding themselves unable to entertain, or they're bored. And I'm finding this, it's interesting that I find that with, particularly say with my children, is that books, they can read, they don't have a problem with that, but their fascination with wanting to read is just not there. And for them, everything is the internet, or it is the computer games. And, I'm just thinking, like, for instance, I live here in Australia. For those who are obviously overseas and watching my little production, for instance, here in Australia, we just had a very, very bad summer. We had severe bushfires, we've had drought, and we have an insane state governments that are pursuing this renewable energy dogma, which means that our electricity supplies are becoming far more unreliable. So, for instance, if this was, if this COVID-19 virus had hit during that particular time, and if everybody was at home in summer with the heat and the drain on the electricity grid and the power goes out, everyone's precious frozen goods would have all perished. But more precisely though, everyone's need to be on the net would have died. And what would people have done? My generation and older, and there are younger people as well who, we read books. We can entertain each other, or we can entertain ourselves quite well. I'm quite happy to motor on without, I guess, the need of having to get on. So, hello, you're going to come say hello? Somebody's come along to say hello. Come here. Here he is. Where have you been? You've been talking to the bad dog along the back. Hello, you've been talking to the dog, have you? You going to look at the camera? Say hello? There we go. Look at the camera. No? Oh, you are a funny little man. Everybody knows that this is my little man, Pippin, and he is my favourite, aren't you? You're my third child. He's my handsome man. Yes. Anyway. But yeah, getting on with it. I can keep myself occupied. I've got enough. And now I've got rooms full of books. So if the electricity goes on me, during the daylight hours, I can sit on the back deck and read. I can be in my isolation, and I'm not particularly worried. But other people, listen, last year when I had my, well, I'm not going to say regrettable, but I had my incident with my failed suicide. I was can only say imprisoned in a mental ward. I was in a room no bigger than a room big enough for a bed and a shower and toilet facility, and I was in there for over a week, and essentially that was isolation. I had no entertainment because of my condition. I did not mix with any of the other inmates, shall we call them that. And listen, I survived 7 days on my own with only my own imagination to keep me company. Yes. Today's people just don't seem, I don't know what it is. I just honestly don't know what it is. I cannot understand why people today seem to be so different from, well, I can't say my generation, because I'm noticing people my age and even some older people have just lost the plot. I think personally it's society that changes people, because I can certainly remember from the 60s and 70s, we never carried on the way people seem to be today. And I can certainly remember from my grandfather and my parents, because they lived through the Great Depression. And there we go, I forgot to turn off my damn phone's messaging. But yeah, look, honestly, people, find something to do, you know. And as for the, you know, like I'm noticing parents now saying, oh, I'm home, my children, oh, they're driving me insane, you know. You know, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're, you know, they're destroying things, they're doing all sorts of things. Well, that's the first sign that you don't give them any attention. Yeah. I'd almost say helicopter parenting. I never had trouble with my children. Oh, sorry. I had trouble with one daughter. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I had trouble with one child who I love dearly. That child is precious to me. But, you know, they're, you know, this is it. Parents are going to have to connect with their children if they're stuck at home. And you need to take the time to connect with your children. And I think this will be a test, I think, on a lot of families. And I hope that the interaction is a good one. And I hope families come out better for it. I really do. If you're a parent, take the time to interact with your child. Love them. Tell them how much you care for them. You know, even if, you know, sometimes they're the naughtiest child on the planet. You know, obviously don't reinforce the naughtiness, but, you know, let them know they mean so much to you, because all children need to know they're loved. Yes, I've waffled. People go, what the hell was the point of this video? Not much really, apart from the fact that, look, I've just got an urge to be posting vlogs of late, so anyway, here you go. Here's another bit of waffle. You can probably go, yeah, thanks, John. Not much interest. We'll pass this one. So look, anyway, if you're in isolation, I hope you're safe. Don't spread it to old bastards like me, because I was feeling quite happy until I saw my GP, who then informed me and my wife that we were in the high risk category, which doesn't worry me, because quite frankly, I'm quite happy to pop my mortal clogs. I've been on this earth far too long, and I'm yeah, I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy to go. The wife isn't. She seems to be more keen to shuffle on a little longer than me. But look, take care, everybody, and we will talk with you next time. So, signing off, the Honourable John.